the Junkman's Adventures. This is going to be a little bit different live stream here. I normally don't do this kind of thing. I'm on a bit of a trip. But I had a video thought, and I wanted to kind of get it out there where I had my thoughts. Maybe I'll make another video a little more edited, a little bit more produced. But what it is, and the title kind of is what I wanted to kind of discuss, more of a thought experiment on, is built not bought, and does it matter? I've kind of recently, well, over the past decade, I've really changed my mind on what I thought about the whole built not bought thing. And we look at, and I'm talking about in the car and like motorcycle restoration field, more, does it matter? And I think traditionally, and for most people, I think the whole, you got to build it yourself, 100%. That's the only way. You're less of a. And I'm not sure I subscribe to. Well, actually, I know I don't subscribe to that logic. And I kind of wanted to discuss through. And if you're in the chat right now, watching live, throw your thoughts in there. And let's discuss. But where I come down on it, where I've recently come down on it, is it doesn't matter if you've bought it, you are still the one that has made this come into being. So let's say let's pick on a car, just because that's usually where we hear this this little saying of built not bought, and you should build it, not just buy it. Well, and then isn't there a spectrum of that, I would say, because not everybody can build everything. It's considered, but they're considered builders. I mean, even the TV shows. But the guy who commissioned that, all these shops, whether it's the upholstery shop, the paint guy, engine guy, transmission guy, body man, all of it, wheel and tires, kind of comes down to the guy who commissioned it. It wouldn't even come to their consciousness to put all this together, and not even every one of those as an individual would have made come into being in this way. No matter what you think, whether it's a resto mod, whether it's a rat rod, whether it's a modern muscle or something, I think we need to kind of look at it is, if you're in the hobby, and this goes to the motorcycle side too, is if you're in the hobby but you don't possess the skill and you have to ask for help, meaning, or pay for it, like a lot of motorcycle restoration guys, paint and body is not something that most people can do. It is difficult. I mean, I'm fortunate enough I can do that, but not everybody can. And then there's some things that are out of my realm of skill, and I have to ask for help. Does that make it any less I built this? Does it tarnish that built mentality? No, I don't think so. And if I would just pay everybody to do it, like, for example, if I need something chromed, I can't do that myself. Most people can't do that. For environmental skill tools, just the cost to do it one time is prohibitive for most people. So does that make building this bike or restoring this bike less mine? No, I commissioned it. I commissioned that chrome work to be done. So it's a collaboration. And I think we kind of gatekeep in both the car and motorcycle community. I think a lot of gatekeeping gets had, and I think it keeps people that are wanting to dip their toe into this hobby because they think they're less of a motorcycle fan or less of a car person if they can't, turn all the wrenches and twist all the bolts or do all the paint and do every single little nut and bolt thing. I don't think so. I mean, I'm going to throw this out there. Jay Leno. I mean, we know he doesn't turn every bolt and gap every ring and do all the upholstery. He has experts. But guess what? He has the means, it's just on a different scale, to commission that work, to hire the experts, to keep the history or the build going. And sure, he probably does little things and had done in the past, done little things, but he didn't do everything on every car. Does his car collection, does the cars that he has, that he keeps going, does it make them less built or less restored that he restored? Does it make it that he is a less of a car guy because he didn't personally do every single little part on it? And that's one that I think overwhelming everybody said, obviously, well, no, he restored it because he was the genesis to say, okay, I got this car, I acquired this car, I want to put it back together. I want to have it put back together. And he provided the means for that to happen. So I guess that's the theme here of the thought between that's built, not bought. And I see the meme or the image macro go around in car groups a lot, and I really don't like it because, again, it gatekeeps. And I understand some of it is done for humor, but a lot of it is like it's a blow to your masculinity if you couldn't drop your own engine in there, but maybe you could put the finishing touches on, but you had to pay the expert to put that engine in your car to make it what you want it to be. That doesn't make it any less yours or any less of your work. But so that's kind of where I'm falling on it. We got a few chatters in here. I don't have my phone in the best position to read them, but and it says, I think there's nothing wrong with other people. Make your vision a reality. There you go. I took 5 minutes to say something you did in a sentence. Exactly. That's exactly the point I'm trying to make with this quick little video live stream thing here. And part of it, and it even goes into some of the other hobbies that I have of making, whether it be like model building and miniatures and stuff. Especially in the engineering and 3D printing space. I mean, I'm teaching myself engineering and 3D printing, and I'm at the kindergarten level, mind you. But I've reached out to people that have done this for years and know a lot more, and that are trained to say, "Help me out. Can you help me with this model? Does that engineering model become less mine?" Because I didn't make the entire model. Well, I had the idea of what I wanted. I just needed somebody to help execute it, and then I could tweak their execution, remix their creation. I mean, going into the 3D printing, Thingiverse and Maker, all those where you can download files, that's kind of what I need, but I need this little part here or there. Well, I can take care of moving the little piece here and there, but I couldn't create the initial model. So does that make that creation less mine? I don't think so. Thank you in the chat for that. Let's see. There's some extra satisfaction when you have your own. Oh, right. When you have your own blood, sweat, and tears in it. But let's take the restoring a car. Not everybody can pull an engine. They don't have possess the tools or the barrier to entry for the tools to pull an engine and do that. They may have to have someone who specializes in engine and transmission do that. But once it's in there, you can do all the final touches, and that's your blood, sweat, and tears. And even if you're just paying for it, that's your blood, sweat, and tears to make the money that you paid the person into that. I mean, it kind of transcends, that sitting in front of at a desk office job to get that car that you've always wanted built, put together, the hard work to earn the money to put into there. Does that make that less blood, sweat, and tears? I honestly don't think so. I've recently come to that I think that counts too, as long as you're passionate about it. And when you get that finished car from that shop or that motorcycle and you enjoy it, you care for it. And even if caring for it means taking it back to that shop saying, hey, it needs some basic maintenance, that is a love affair with the object, and you were the genesis of that object, and you're now maintaining it. Maybe not directly with your hands, but you're maintaining it with trading your time over here for money that then gets traded over here to maintain the vehicle. So no, I agree. There's a satisfaction for a lot of people, myself included, for doing as much of it as I can and learning new skills. But not everybody's wired that way. But does that make them less? I guess the overarching thing, does that make them less of a car guy or a motorcycle nut if they can't do their own oil change on this? But does it make them less if they know that, okay, time to take an oil change, I'm not going to drive it on this long trip or this long ride until I get that maintenance done? They're respecting the time that somebody else put in to make their vision fulfilled. I don't know. I guess that's where I wanted to sort of leave it. This was going to be a short little live stream. I wanted to get this idea out here, and like I said, I might make a more focused, more coherent video on it, but I appreciate those watching. I mean, if you got another comment, throw it in. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of call this live stream complete, because I more or less just wanted to get the idea off my chest. And maybe I should do this kind of stuff more often, because I have these ideas, I write them down, and then I kind of forget to make the video about them because I'm going about my business, because I got a normal life just like everybody else, and YouTube being a hobby, does me not editing every single video make it less my video? Now, I do it because I don't have a video editor, but a lot of the big channels have a video editor and have a shooter and all this stuff to shoot their video and then edit it. Does it make it less their video because they didn't do every single part? No, of course not. They had the idea, they amassed the resources to put it out there. So yes, they very much created it as the editor or the cameraman did. So anyway, I appreciate you guys out there watching, and for this kind of thing. And let me know in the comments, let me know if you'd want to see more like random live streams about ideas, topics, thoughts like this more often. So thanks for the super chats. Become a channel member if that's something you like, to sort of support this. I just recently had a couple other videos out that I made about some passion projects, so go check those out, and thank you for watching.